Hi guys, this is Rebecca Merzius here with you with Reconcile Business Services. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you will get a lot of content that will help you navigate through the changes that are currently happening with the IRS, stimulus packages, unemployment, so on and so forth. If you've not done so, please like and subscribe to this channel because we're bringing you up-to-date information every single day as to what's happening in Congress, with the Senate, with the House of Representatives, the new laws, the new regulations, and all of these things. So today I want to speak to you about a couple of things. So this is probably going to be really short and brief, but straight to the point. I'm going to be talking to you about the updates with the EIDL for businesses, the business loans, as well as the stimulus checks and unemployment in your state, right? So there's been a lot of things happening within the last couple of days. Today is the May 6th. So there's a lot of things that have taken place within the last couple of days. And I just want you to be aware. I don't want you to miss out on things that might help you, because I do understand that right now everybody is tight on money. So the first thing that has happened yesterday, the EIDL loan, or the SBA, the Small Business Administration, decided to open up the portal again for businesses to submit an application for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, otherwise known as the EIDL. Now, that sounds amazing, right? But unfortunately, it is only open to agricultural businesses at this time. So if you are not a business that falls under the category of 18B, if you don't even know what that is and you probably don't qualify, you would probably not qualify to be a part of what they're doing and accepting applications right now. However, as you know me, I am for the businesses and for the people. I have been advising people, if you have not filed for the EIDL and the portal is opened and there's no red, it's not anywhere on there that says that you cannot apply, I urge you to go on and apply right now, okay? Well, after this video. Don't tell them I'm sending you, but this is what I've been advising businesses. If there's nowhere on there that it says you can't apply, it just says that they're accepting agricultural businesses. I'm not trying to get your hopes up, but if you haven't applied, this is the time to do it. Secondly, I want to talk to you who are, who's probably applied for unemployment and you're still waiting, and you're waiting by your computer, you're checking your account every single day to see if you've received either the PUA or the unemployment, but at this time I'm only speaking to those who have applied for the unemployment. There are a couple of reasons why you may not have yet received your unemployment, and the reasons are as follows. If you were employed during the year 2019, whether or not you were employed for half of the year, part of the year, or up until COVID-19, and you have submitted an application for unemployment with your state. Some states are slower than others. I am up in Massachusetts. We were one of the first states to implement the extra $600 from the pandemic assistance program that's going on. We were one of the first states to open that up, but I know other states are not as quick to catch on with these new rules. So depending on your state, the differences may range greatly. But one of the main reasons why a lot of people have not yet received their unemployment is because the numbers of applications that these agencies are receiving is so far greater than anything they've ever expected, right? They're receiving a lot of applications and they have few people in-house to actually process these applications. And remember, many of these states are running on, the 18th century computer system. I don't know what system they're using, but they're extremely slow. So that is one of the reasons. I know that does not bring any comfort to you, but hopefully the next points will kind of guide you in the right direction to seeing whether or not it's an issue on their end or your end. The second reason why you might be held up on unemployment is perhaps your employer has not yet submitted the qualifying documentation showing that you are actually employed with them. So the unemployment agency, they do need some sort of proof showing that you are actually eligible for unemployment. And one of those things is this worksheet that they send to your employer asking them for year-end statements or your gross income for the year, showing some sort of proof that you were actually employed with those employees. Now, I know a lot of people who currently, they do ride share, whether through Lyft or Uber, and that might show up somewhere on their unemployment. If you did either one of those things, if you were a ride share driver and you are trying to apply for unemployment, you may not qualify if you did not make more than $5,000 during the year working for an employer, okay? You will qualify for the PUA, which is the pandemic assistance, right? But you may not qualify. Adversely, if you may not qualify. Also, on the other hand, if you actually worked for an employer, you made more than $5,300. I believe the number is in Massachusetts. If, again, this will change depending on your state. If you made more than $5,300 in Massachusetts, but you also did rideshare, you did a side business, you would qualify for unemployment, which would cause you not to be qualified for the PUA. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those are different terms for different groups and categories. PUA is for freelancers, contractors, sole entrepreneurs, all of these things. And then the unemployment is for people who worked on a W-2. So I hope that explains that a little bit. Now, the third reason why you may not have your unemployment and your unemployment benefits in your account right now is if you've applied within the last 7 days or 8 days, you've inputted direct deposit information. It takes a lot of these states at least 9 business days to confirm with your bank that the bank account that you've put on your application is actually your account. This is to minimize the risks of fraud, of, all of these things. So if you have inputted that you'd like direct deposit, I know some states are offering debit cards. That was also an option. But if you've chosen to get direct deposit, it will take them at least 9 days to verify that this account is actually yours. That is why if you go under your state's website's account, under your account, under the unemployment, you might see something in the likes of a pre-note or a pending, or your application is still pending. So that is usually because they're still trying to, number one, verify with your employer. If you've received information that your employer has verified your eligibility and your wage, then that might be checked off the list. The second reason might be because they're checking with your banking, making sure that the account that's been provided is your account. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the stimulus check. I know many people by the millions are still waiting for their stimulus check. And a lot of people are confused about what's going on because you might be checking the IRS tool and it's not working. And you're saying, man, I'm pretty sure, this should work. So why isn't it working, right? Now, keep in mind, there are caps on the income limits, right? So if you've done the test and realizing whether or not you qualify, right? If you are a single person, the cap is $75,000, and that gets diluted by $5 for every $100 above the $75,000. So if you are sure that you qualify based on the income levels and limits, then I would say to contact your tax preparer. If you know beyond a reasonable doubt that you filed your taxes in 2018, at least in 2018, maybe not 2019, but the information on 2018 could still be used, I would say to contact your tax preparer, because a lot of tax preparation companies, they use what's called a holding bank account, which is used to basically give you an advance of your tax refund so that you can get paid earlier from your tax refund. Now, what that does is it's a problem now because the IRS does not have your bank information in their system. They're using that bank information that the tax preparer provided to them. So that money is being directly, it's being directly deposited into that account. So make sure you're talking to your tax preparer to ask them, hey, I'm still waiting for my stimulus check. Did you use a holding bank to process my tax refund last year? And they should be able to give you information to that. So I know this is, it's a lot of information, but I also want to talk to you about my predictions into whether or not there will be a second stimulus package. There's a lot of things up in the air right now. There's the Patriot Act. There's, a lot of things being said, cancellation of mortgages, of rent, $2,000 a month for the next year for people earning up to a certain amount, right? So there's a lot of things going on. But do I think that there will be another stimulus package? I do think there will be another stimulus package, but not in the scope that we're hoping for, unfortunately. I know I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I do think that America should stand up right now for individuals and small business owners because, hey, $1,200 is not going to cut it, right? And a lot of people are saying this. People in Congress are saying this. The Democratic Party is taking stand on this and saying, hey, this is not enough for the American people, but the Republicans are not budging, and not to be swayed in one way or another. But, I'm just hoping that everybody comes to a compromise here and see that the American people are suffering. And this is impacting a lot of people on a much larger scale than we're willing to admit. So I'm hoping something will come and, within the next couple of days where we'll hear some good news regarding a second stimulus package that will help the American people. But in the meantime, keep checking back on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and click on the bell so that you can get notification about upcoming videos. Again, this is Rebecca Merzius here with you. I thank you for watching. Until next time.